You guys are gonna love this one. So did you know that the electromagnetic fields emitted by smartphones and TVs and computer screens and all of this technology has a disruptive effect on the vestibular system in the inner ear? Why is that important? Because not only is the vestibular system responsible for balance, coordination, and spatial awareness, but is also the main regulatory system for emotional control and regulation of behavior. So self-control and the way we react to situations. When there is vestibular system dysfunction, an individual is going to be trapped in the sympathetic nervous system. So all of their reactions are going to be intense and based in a fight or flight response. So we've got exposure to electromagnetic fields, and then we've got adrenal cortisol imbalance. We've got all of these chemicals in the food and the water and all of this toxic media, all of this doom scrolling, exposure to blue light wavelength, which disrupts the circadian rhythm. And you have a recipe for disaster in a society where people are going to exist in a zombified state, and anything that slightly triggers them is going to be highly reactive and highly emotional because they're trapped in the sympathetic nervous system. So you might ask, how do we balance the vestibular system? Well, guess what? Rotary vestibular input is a scientific term for spinning. So in a clinical setting, typically a therapist will put a patient on a tire swing or an office chair and spin them for a few minutes. And they're in the center of the axis of rotation. So it's not like a merry-go-round where you have the centrifugal force or the gravitron machine that you've seen at the state fair. You don't want centrifugal force because that can induce nausea. When you maintain in the center of the axis of rotation, you balance the vestibular system, and that allows you to get into a parasympathetic nervous system state. The beautiful thing about being in a prolonged parasympathetic nervous system state is not only do you become more calm, more grounded, more patient, happier, but you can actually access a theta brainwave frequency when you are in a prolonged parasympathetic nervous system state. And why is a theta brainwave frequency important? Because with all the research that has been done by Dr. Joe Dispenza, the science and the research is leaning towards proving a hypothesis that we manifest in a theta brainwave state. So our intentions, our desires, what we broadcast to the universe will be fulfilled and will come to fruition when we are in a theta brainwave state. That is why we spin.